Every great film starts with an unexpected hero, right? A character whose journey from a totally ordinary world to an extraordinary one just completely captivates us. So let's dive into a real-life blockbuster story that's just as wild.
So forget everything you think you know about film producers. Seriously. Because the hero of this story, well, he doesn't start on a film set. Nope. He starts on the trading floor. A world of numbers, stocks, and high-stakes risk that, in a crazy twist of fate, was actually the perfect training ground for the biggest gamble of his life, betting it all on the power of a good story. And just like any great movie, our hero's journey kicks off in Act 1. He's got a plan, a solid plan, that's about to get completely, and I mean completely, derailed. So just try to imagine this. You've got your entire life mapped out. Sidharth Jain, at just 16 years old, is already playing the stock market. He goes on to get a master's in finance. I mean, the path is set, right? The future looks crystal clear. He's on the fast track to becoming an equity fund manager, totally inspired by that classic book, One Up on Wall Street. But let's be real. A story that just goes in a straight line, that's never the interesting one, is it? And here it is. This is that moment of internal conflict. The classic hero's doubt. After all those years chasing one goal, he has this huge realization. He's good at it, no question. But the passion, it just wasn't there. And that one single thought, well, that becomes the inciting incident that's going to change absolutely everything. So what does our hero do? He takes the cash from his first .com venture and gets on a plane to Los Angeles. A simple meeting with a friend, and boom, it turns into this life-altering epiphany. He decides, right then and there, to just jump headfirst into the completely unpredictable world of producing. The call to adventure? Oh yeah, it was answered. Loud and clear. Okay, so now we're heading into Act 2. This is where things get really interesting. Think of it like the training montage in a movie. It's a whole period of trial and error where our hero starts honing his skills, facing down challenges, and really starting to find his own unique voice, kind of bridging that gap between Hollywood and Bollywood. And believe me, his journey was not a straight climb to the top. First, he starts this pioneering .com for Bollywood memorabilia. Then he's off to LA, producing an international film with a massive Bollywood superstar. After that, he comes back to India and launches iRock Films, which was a totally revolutionary idea back then. And he even introduces this whole new found footage horror genre to Indian audiences. Every single step was an experiment, another lesson in what it really takes to bring a story to life. And this, right here, this was his core belief, even way back then. See, while the rest of the industry was obsessed with big stars, Jain was obsessed with the story. His script factory idea was all about building a solid foundation, the screenplay, before you do anything else. He just knew that without a killer script, you've got absolutely nothing. But you know how these stories go. No hero's journey is ever complete without a major setback, right? That moment where it feels like everything is about to fall apart. Yep, this is the plot twist, the one that's really going to test our hero's resolve. And this is such a powerful admission of vulnerability. About a decade ago, a company he started, well, it had to shut down. And this wasn't just some small stumble, it was a pretty significant failure. But in any great story, failure is never the end, is it? It's the catalyst. It's what sparks the real growth. So the really crucial thing here is what he did next. Instead of just giving up, he actually analyzed the failure. He took the lessons he learned from that shutdown and used them to become way more strategic, way more intentional about his next moves. That setback actually ended up refining his vision, and it prepared him for his greatest act yet. And that brings us to Act 3, the climax. Our hero is now armed with 2 decades of experience, and more importantly, the wisdom from his past failures. He is ready. He's ready to launch the ventures that are going to redefine not just his career, but the entire industry. So in 2018, he launches The Story Inc. and House of Talkies. And look, these aren't just companies. They're the culmination of his entire journey. This is where his passion for great stories finally emerges with a super powerful new business model. The Story Inc., this was his masterstroke. He had this brilliant realization that the best, most well-developed stories, they were already out there. They were just sitting there, waiting in books. So he decided to build a bridge, one that would connect the world of literature directly to the world of film and TV. And the impact? It was immediate, and it was massive. We're talking over 250 deals. Just think about that for a second. He literally created an entire ecosystem for adaptation, unlocking this huge treasure trove of stories just waiting for the screen. And it was this new model that led him to the story he felt like he was destined to tell. Trial by Fire? This wasn't just another project for him. He's said that he felt this really deep personal and emotional connection to the real-life parents' fight for justice. It basically became a personal mission. And the result? Wow. Unanimous critical acclaim. I mean, a powerhouse publication like Variety called it one of Netflix India's strongest titles to date. It just goes to show you a story that's told with real passion and integrity, it'll always, always find its audience. And here it is, the triumphant moment, the big win, a Filmfare Award, which is basically the Indian equivalent of an Oscar or an Emmy. It's the ultimate validation of his vision, his persistence, and his just unwavering belief in the power of a story well told. So after a climax like that, what's left? Well, the final act, of course. Our hero has triumphed. He now stands as a master of two worlds, finance and film, creativity and commerce, and he's starting to share his wisdom. I mean, just look at this list. It really speaks for itself, doesn't it? He's a member of the International Academy for the Emmys. He's on the advisory committee for Soho House Mumbai. He's a jury member for major film festivals, a two-time TEDx speaker. He's not just a producer anymore, he's a pillar of the industry, actively shaping its future and mentoring the next generation of storytellers. And this right here, this is the secret formula he shares. It's the core philosophy that drives every single one of his decisions. See, it's not about genre, it's not about the budget, it's about emotion, genuine insight, and having the right people on your team. It's a simple yet incredibly profound recipe for success. Which, of course, leaves us with one final crucial question. After this completely epic journey, from the trading floor all the way to the red carpet, what is the one single thing that got him here? What's the moral of his story? And the answer, it's as elegant as it is powerful. There's no magic bullet. It's hard work, it's persistence, and it's books. Yeah. In the end, the stock trader who fell in love with stories reveals that the greatest lessons, the best mentorship, and the biggest inspiration of all, it came from the very thing he now champions, the written word.